So now let me make a small presentation that will help you to learn more about the internships and fellowships that FOSSEE offers. We are done with the technical part of the workshop with all the talk sessions by the advisory board of CFD team of FOSSEE. And now what next after this workshop? So this is just the beginning of your learning that I would like to mention that it is not the end of something. It is just a beginning of a new thing. Okay. So you can associate with us, you can stay connected with us, and you can do very well in your CFD background. Okay, so this is the next steps. Just after the workshop. Step number 1 is go through all the spoken tutorials on OpenFOAM available at the resources tab at the cfd.fossee.in. So just after this talk, I'll take you to the website and walk you through. Step number 2 is please explore all the completed case studies and completed research migrations. So let me explain what are the case study project, and what are the research migration project. So cases are basically small problems on CFD that can be solved using OpenFOAM. Once you are, once you learn OpenFOAM and once you know how to use OpenFOAM to solve CFD problems. So those are cases. So case study project is a basic or elementary thing that any student can take up and they can submit. And research migration project is one step ahead or one step higher as compared to the case study project, because here it is actually applicable for the people who are doing PhD or research. Like they can refer to any problem that is already been published on a renowned journal or any conference proceeding, and then that problem can be replicated. That CFD problem can be replicated using OpenFOAM, and that's what we call a research migration. And there is something called lab migration also, wherein FOSSEE actually helps the education institutions who are using commercial software, paying hefty licensing fees to migrate to OpenFOAM, which is a FOSS, and that can be used legally, using the free licenses that FOSS has. And step number 3 you'll have to propose a case study or research migration project by yourself. So if you are a student of an internship or fellowship project of FOSSEE, then we'll guide you throughout the process how to do it. But as as a student or as a faculty member, anybody is welcome to propose and complete and submit a research migration project or a case study project. These two projects and even the lab migration project, they are open for all throughout the year. Anybody can participate. And yes, the participation has certain rewards. I'll come to it. Okay, so how to propose a case study or research migration project? There are certain steps. First of all, you will have to come up with a topic. Okay, any topic of that you are familiar with, that is of your interest in CFD. Okay, and then you have to correct to a guide. That guide can belong to your own educational institute or any professor from the CFD field whom you think that he or she can guide you. And in case you have a topic in mind and you cannot locate a guide, please write to us and we will try to arrange a guide for you, a faculty guide for you. Okay. And actually many people do in this way. Like recently in this year, we have got some submissions on case study. And those students were not a part of our internship or fellowship programs. They just did it out of their own interest. Okay, and it's a great value addition in their career, because these submitted projects will be published on our website, and this website is viewed by the the MOE and the government bodies. We send the report annually and quarterly to the ministry, and actually your names, the people who are publishing the research migration project or case study projects, their names are with the ministry. Okay, so it's a very prestigious thing also to participate in the FOSSEE project. Okay, and then we have guidelines for all the case study and research migration project. I'll just navigate you through our website, and then you will come to know. And finally, you have to submit. So we have very clear instructions on how to go about it. The guidelines, we have guidelines for everything that will help you in each and every step. Okay, and yes, recognitions are, just I mentioned, your work will be published on cfd.fossee.in. We will be awarding you certificates and honorarium also. And the best part that comes as a reward is the experience or the knowledge that you will have, and that you can take it forward to your higher studies or to your jobs that you are applying in future. Okay, so these are the rewards. Now let me come to the internship and fellowships part. So we are about to end this year, and this year for the core open form part, we are not offering any more internship or fellowship programs. The recent one that is going on is the autumn internship. Okay, so we had semester long summer fellowship and autumn internship this year. Then next year, from 2026 January onwards, we will again announce the semester long internship. Okay, so these semester-long internships are offered as a fully online course. 3 months is the duration. Okay, and summer fellowship is we operate in a hybrid mode. Like fellows who are interested to stay in IIT Bombay campus and do the fellowship, they are welcome. Otherwise, many people opt for online thing also. But there is no guarantee that if you come here at IIT Bombay, faculty from IIT Bombay will guide you, because we have a system wherein we have many faculty members working with us as faculty partners, and they are from all over India, even abroad. Okay, and we have a double blindfold method of mapping topics that the faculty partners flow, and the topics that are of the interest of the fellows who are applying. Okay, and we have some system of ranking and allocating topics. So anybody can be assigned under any faculty member. So it is like that. So sometimes it happens like Professor Manaswita Bose is a faculty member from IIT Bombay, who is the co-PI of the FOSSEE project. And she actually guides students under internship and fellowship projects of CFD FOSSEE. And there were one student from IIT ISM Dhanbad this year who happened to be under Professor Manaswita's guidance, and she opted to come here and work. And so that girl actually got the opportunity to sit at Professor Manaswita's lab and do the fellowship. Or else it is equally effective if people are doing it online. Okay, just yeah, I remember, I think most of you were attending Harish's talk yesterday. As he mentioned, Harish's fellowship was also online. He did under Professor Dheeraj Garg of SNU, Noida. So this way it is convenient. I mean, online is also okay, and in person is also. So this is about the summer fellowship of FOSSEE. Autumn internship is also fully online. Okay. And selection criteria is very interesting. We only select the fellows and interns based on a screening task that the CFD team of FOSSEE floats. And we do not check your marks that you secure in your exams, in your college exams. Okay, and we do not see any of your rankings in your college, any of your past report cards, nothing. We are not interested in anything. We are just interested in whether you are trainable or not, whether you have the interest to get trained on a subject, for example, CFD. So it is like that. Okay, now the announcements and details are available at FOSSEE.in, because whenever we are announcing any internship or fellowship, we always announce it through FOSSEE.in. So please keep checking FOSSEE.in probably every month. Like we may announce it in January or February. Okay, and just after the semester-long internship, we announce the summer fellowship. So summer fellowship is announced around March. So please keep checking FOSSEE.in. Also, I announce everything on LinkedIn. I think all of you are connected with me through LinkedIn. I have my profile there. Okay, so you just follow my posts, and whenever any internship and fellowship is announced, I actually do it on LinkedIn. So, and also FOSSEE has a LinkedIn page. You please get connected through us through LinkedIn also, because from FOSSEE page also we announce this internship and fellowship. Okay, so this I'll come later. Let me just show you the FOSSEE website. So this is the CFD FOSSEE website. cfd.fossee.in is the website. Very simple. FOSSEE.in is our parent website, and cfd.fossee.in is our CFD website. Here you have got many tabs. See. So just click on the resources tab here. and you will get all the resources to learn OpenFOAM. So these spoken tutorials are audio video tutorials which you can use to learn OpenFOAM in your own learning pace. Okay, whenever you have some free time after your college hours, you can just go through all the spoken tutorials. This actually starts from the very basic level. People who have not installed OpenFOAM, it will help you to install OpenFOAM, download the necessary files. Okay, then it will start from very basic cases. Okay, and it will take you to the intermediate level also. Okay, so please, your first and foremost job after this workshop is to go through each and every spoken tutorial on OpenFOAM that is available here. Okay, then I was just talking about the case study project. So see, if you just click on the case study project tab, you have the procedure, you have the guidelines, okay, how to propose everything, every step is mentioned over here. And if I click on this one, completed case studies, you can see all these case studies, and these are submitted by people like you, students like you. Okay, they are not, these case studies are not done by our team members. They are people like you, and you can see, the institute's name. Many are from IIT Bombay, but many are from different other universities of India and some from abroad also. Okay, so these are the completed case studies. So, see all the solver names are here, the topics are there. If you just click on it, you can download all the case studies, the actual cases and the reports. And whatever case studies you feel are important for you in your career, please learn it, please replicate it. Just like the way my team members showed you during the workshop. Okay, so similarly, we have the same thing for the research migration project. And for the lab migration project, actually, we need two parties actually to contribute. The lab migration project is actually proposed by the faculty members. So there are many faculty members who have joined in this workshop today. So if you're interested to collaborate with us for this project, for this lab migration project, please write to us, and then we can, I'll just explain you the process. So the process is, you'll just have to make a list of experiments that are taken up in your institute under the lab, under any of the lab courses, and then we will have to find a solution provider for all the problem statements. So that solution provider you also can find from your own institute, some other faculty member who has the knowledge of OpenFOAM. He or she can contribute, or any PhD student or anybody whom you know who can be the solution provider can be involved in this project. And we have a certification and honorarium for each and every project. Okay, all these lab migration projects, research migration project, case study, we have honorarium for everybody. Okay, so what else should I mention? I think that was enough. And yes, for the faculty members, one more thing is, if you want to guide your own students on the case study project, please write to us. Okay, we will let you know the steps. So with this, I stop sharing. I'll come back to my presentation later on, and I'll request Dr. Chandan to interact with the participants and take it forward.
So hello everyone. Yeah, I mean, I'm just coming here just to have some interaction and get some feedback about the workshop. And but before that, again, I think I thank all the FOSSEE CFD team for their tireless contribution to organize this, and also our faculty partners and advisory board members who have actually contributed. I don't know whether Dr. Manavendra is still here, but thanks to all the advisory board members and faculty partners who have contributed to this workshop. And this is done for all of you. And I also thank all of you for being patient and attending most of the sessions for these 4 days, which requires a little bit of sincerity and also willingness to learn. So Dr. Manavendra, yeah, thank you very much for your interesting session today. So yeah, I mean, I thank all of you again and again to make this workshop successful. And as I told at the start of the workshop very clearly, that the FOSSEE project, particularly this OpenFOAM project, has a vision to educate as many budding engineers as we can from India on open source tools, particularly equip them with the knowledge of CFD with OpenFOAM and other open source tools, and as well as to give them some exposure on what are the real life problems that we can solve by using these open source tools. And I hope these kind of workshop are actually quite um, they are influential in that sense that I expect that this kind of workshop, those who have attended all the sessions, it might motivate you, inspire you to take up CFD at some point as your career and to apply for jobs in the CFD fields and use tools like OpenFOAM to go ahead in the next stage of your career. And also, all the faculty members who have attended this course, I hope it was useful for you to take this tool for education in your own institute and motivate your students to learn this kind of very powerful open source tools, and apply the knowledge towards real life engineering solution. And I really hope that you have got a very broad overview of what are the different sectors that can be benefited from the knowledge. And I have to say that from I very regularly discuss with all the colleagues, even from the industry, from India and abroad, and they always say that there are always openings, there are always positions in their organizations, including big organizations such as Airbus, Boeing, Rolls Royce. They are really in search of skilled talents who can solve their problem, right? So it all depends on how much knowledge you can acquire and then apply them to solve real life problem. And I hope this was our first step towards basically delivering that kind of commitment. And it is one of its kind workshop in the India, and I can say all with all pride from on behalf of our FOSSEE team that these kind of workshops are very unique, and we deliver it for free of cost without any registration fee. Of course, the all the efforts that comes from our team members, research assistants, our managerial teams, they are all funded by the project, which is the funding comes from government of India ultimately. So it is the vision that we want to reach out to all of you, um, and promote the uses of these open source tools for free of cost, because open source tools are meant to be free. But of course, there is a lot of effort, background work, time spent uh, behind this workshop, because it's a significant amount of work that goes in. So for that, we really have to thank our principal investigator, Professor Prabhu, who has basically given us the independence to steer this project as we feel appropriate for the engineers, and particularly young engineers, undergrad students, to motivate them to use open source tools. And the vision was initially that came from Professor Kannan, who was the primary visionary leader for this kind of project. So we are always grateful to him to bring this idea to India, and it's a very unique idea. And we will keep doing these kind of workshops, keep training all the undergrad students through different fellowship and different internship programs, as Ms. Pyle already explained to you. So if you are enthusiastic, please reach out to us. Please reach out to any of us and contribute to case studies and take part in the fellowship and internship programs. We are also extending our collaboration with multiple engineering schools, or engineering in the colleges in India, how you call it. So, and universities to offer collaborative modules on open source CFD from next year, which we are planning to make it a national initiative. And make it open for any engineering students, and this will be happening in hybrid or online manner, and you can join, and it will go on for 2 to 3 months, and it will be in a structured module or course, which will be, I hope, really useful. We also have ideas, and we will work towards making some NPTEL lecture series and NPTEL course on open source CFD using OpenFOAM in the coming years. So we have many different plans, and we are slowly working towards it. So your cooperation and enthusiasm will really motivate our team to bring it to reality. So thank you, everyone, and I think I would now like open the floor for questions. So if you have any particular questions or comments or feedback about the workshop, we are here. Our team is also here. So please, we can take few minutes to try to interact with you and try to answer if you have any queries or comments. Okay, so I see one feedback that need more hands-on part. Yes, I mean, we completely appreciate that, but of course, you can imagine that the amount of areas that we are covering in the 4 days is immense, and it can be itself a complete course. So we will keep this in mind for future, and but our motive was to cover as much as the breadth that we can cover in different sectors, so that it gives an overview to all of you where we can use OpenFOAM to solve real life problem. um, but yes, we have plans to make it a more extensive and long term course, offer them in the national level in the next year. So we'll keep you updated through our announcement.
Professor Prabhu will also interact with the students and all the participants who have joined. So participants, Professor Prabhu Ramachandran is the person who is leading the FOSSEE team of IIT Bombay. He's a principal investigator. He's a professor from the aerospace department of IIT Bombay. So over to you, sir.
Hi, everyone. Firstly, congratulations to all of you for spending so much time. This is a non-trivial amount of time, and I'm sure you must have learned quite a bit from this. And also, of course, very grateful to the OpenFOAM team, as well as the extended OpenFOAM team, that is through the advisory board and all the faculty who collaborate with OpenFOAM. So this is a really excellent initiative. And it's very heartening to see that there are about 150 people on the session right now, even at the fag end of the whole event. So thank you very much for attending and being part of this. And I really hope that you found this useful. See, one of the things, we don't charge anything for this. One of the things that really helps the team is, if your feedback really makes a difference. So, you can tell the people who've taught you, good things about the things they've done, and also give us feedback, constructive feedback. If you think there are things that can be done better, please do let everyone know. That's always useful. Now, one of the things I just wanted to say a few things which I think would be useful. But I think I want to emphasize the importance of open source software and why we are trying to promote this so much. So if you look at any commercial package, firstly, it's exorbitant, very expensive to buy these. And maybe some of you will be using these packages for free in your universities. So that is because typically your university or some professor or somebody has spent a lot of money purchasing it. And very often these licenses that you buy for commercial tools are subsidized, heavily subsidized for the academic environment. And in fact, this is kind of like a ploy, a sales ploy for many of these companies, where they will provide inexpensive licenses in academia so that you become comfortable with it, and then you are unable to move away from their set of tools, and then you go to work somewhere, or let's say you have a startup of your own, or you want to do consultancy by yourself. You are now stuck. You have to now purchase this, and the expense for that is much higher. Usually the license costs are skyrocket at this point. And then you're at their behest, because now you don't know how to do anything else. You're completely dependent on them. So this is something which we would like to stop. This is not okay. You can always buy. By all means, go ahead. If you have the money for it, please buy software. In fact, if you're going to use commercial software, only buy it and then use it. Don't pirate the software. But for a large majority of us, even when I was doing a PhD, my stipend was so small that buying an international book would be a significant chunk of my stipend. A book that costs $60 would be like a significant fraction of my monthly earnings. So many of us don't have that ability. So open source software here is something that's a complete game changer. It allows you to download it. Not only download it, you can modify it, you can distribute it, you can share it, you can sell it, do whatever you want with it. And so people have really put in a lot of time and effort, many years of coding, many years of bug fixing, development, all of this into building this open source software. So there's a large community, many open source packages. Many of you will know about ML and AI. It's the big rage now. One of the big reasons why ML and AI is such a big rage today is because a lot of the core tools for ML and AI are completely open source. So all the big companies, Google, Meta, all of these guys, whatever tools they have built, they actually make it available. So if you see a paper nowadays, you'll find, hey, here's the code. You can go to GitHub, download the code, and actually run the models yourself. Now, of course, that doesn't mean ChatGPT's code is free, but the basic models to do those things, are available, which means you can actually build them, run them on your own hardware. You're not dependent on somebody else. So this really allows people to develop their own things, make progress, and do a lot of useful things. So don't underestimate the power of open source. Can run an entire. My laptop is running Linux, which is completely open source. Pretty much all of the tools that I use open source. So you can basically have a full career doing work using open source software. And OpenFOAM is one very important part of this because it has a huge number of solvers, has a lot of capabilities, and yes, it's not maybe as easy to use as commercial tools. However, you can run it in parallel without paying anybody an naya paisa. So that is a huge, big difference. So one of the things you will find, many simulations take a long time to run. But if you're going to use a commercial license, they will charge you per core or per machine. And so if you're going to run a 100-core job, finish. You'll have to pay 100x for that license. So this is a problem, whereas open source software eliminates that. Many of you know this, but open source is not just OpenFOAM. There are many other packages, and FOSSEE tries to promote a lot of these packages. So please feel free to use FOSSEE resources. They're all meant for you. Please participate. Please continue to spread this message as well. Please share this software freely with other people because it's completely legal to do it. And spread this very important goal of open source software with your friends and everyone that you know. Right. So this is a great way for our country to also make great progress. Okay, and if you can, please contribute back to these open source packages. So that's all I have to say. We are trying our best to promote open source. Please join us in any way. You can join as an intern, contribute back. Even if you're not joining through FOSSEE, it doesn't matter. You can still contribute to OpenFOAM and any open source package. Okay, so please remember, it's a global community, and you're essentially becoming a part of that global community. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Sure. I saw that there are no major questions in the chat, but I just wanted to add one more point towards the importance of open source. So, I mean, I often, when talking to industries, particularly global industries, and I'm basically kind of trying to do a movement to make it a business case to different commercial organizations to let them understand the power of this open source tool. So one thing that I've come up with, I mean, I have understood, I think I've mentioned it many times in different forums, that many of these commercial organizations or industrial sectors, they think if we are giving them a tool which is free, which means that they are not accurate enough. So this myth can be only broken by a proper framework of verification and validation. So when you are basically trying to use these open source tools, please give a lot of importance on verifying your different parameters of, for example, in this case for CFD, you need to verify or do a proper quantitative verification of CFD schemes, the cell size, time step size, any other stability criterions, everything. So do not underestimate that, particularly at the early stage of learning CFD. So do not think CFD is just a colorful fluid dynamics. You can take these case studies and just run it and produce nice contours, but that's not the end story of it. And that is the only way that you can convince others that it doesn't matter whether it's an open source tool or a commercial license tool. It matters whichever code you use. You need to understand that the criteria that you are using, or the input pre-processed geometry and mesh that you are using, are properly verified, and they are not sensitive. The solutions are not sensitive to any of these parameters. And equally, validating with the experimental results cannot be underestimated. So there will always be need of carefully carried out experiments to give us results, to test our codes, to validate our results, etc. So just wanted to mention that if basically somebody just come up with this argument, you can always justify your results through an appropriate verification and validation study, and do not ignore that before going into a lot of colorful pictures. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that part.
There was one question in the chat box. Kamalesh was asking that are there some other open source alternative tool for CFD apart from OpenFOAM?
Of course, there are many. So if I can answer, so basically, as you can see, that most of the formulation used in OpenFOAM are for incompressible flow. Not everything. There are compressible solvers such as row central foam and other things, but OpenFOAM formulations are written with a focus on incompressible formulation. But there is another popular CFD code which is called SU2, which is developed in Stanford. And basically they are equally have a big community, and there on the other hand, that particular solver or formulation of that code has been done keeping in focus of compressible formulation. So they are very good for compressible flows, but they can also be used for incompressible flows. So I would say SU2 is one example. There is Python based PyFR. There is immerse boundary based open source code developed in Imperial College London called XCompact 3D. There is Nectar++. And there are many different examples. So if you would like to basically know more, you can reach out to us. And I think it's a good idea that in the FOSSEE website also we can actually have a tab on all the other different open source CFD codes apart from OpenFOAM. So yes, in short, there are n number of open source options to do CFD simulations.
Yeah. And just to add to that, there are also finite element based whole bunch of things. There's Phoenix. There's
Phoenix, yeah. So there are many different options. Basically, this is just an overview. I can tell that, of course, one of the major lacking in this kind of open source CFD codes is that which has pros and cons. I would say the pros is that you are forced to go into the source code and understand the code, but in the commercial level or industrial scale, we do not have the timeline that everybody would basically go into the code and understand every piece of algorithms that is written. So in that case, the commercial softwares, they have a very well built user interface or graphical user interface, which really helps. And I think you have seen the presentation from Panduv applications by Advait, where they have taken OpenFOAM and then overall they built their own user interface for additive manufacturing, and now they're using and they're selling the idea to different organization, national labs who wants to do additive manufacturing simulation. So we from the FOSSEE team, we are also very much eager to develop a user interface which will ultimately help the beginners at least to cross the knowledge barrier or the hurdle of steep learning curve, setting up the meshes, control parameters, everything, which is not a very easy task. So we have dedicated interns or dedicated team members who are actually from the computer science background looking into the possibilities and developing. We have some version already released, and we maybe in future we are also going to maybe organizing a workshop on showing the demonstrating the capabilities of that GUI version. But we also accept internships, fellowships on the development of GUI in every call, where if you are from computer science background, if you want to develop that user interface, you are very much welcome to reach out to our team and contribute to the development. And the recent version is called Venturial, right? If I'm correct. Yeah. So the recent version is named as Venturial, and we have very quite a few talented interns who has contributed, developed that user interface, and we are still working on it. So please reach out to us if that is of your interest and you want to contribute towards that.
I can show them the resources that we have on OpenFOAM GUI. So basically, if anybody who has a background of Python and FreeCAD, please connect to us. We actually are looking for good people who can contribute in the OpenFOAM GUI part. Yeah. So, any more questions for Professor Chandan or Professor Prabhu? Is Venturial GUI for OpenFOAM? Yes. So Venturial is the name of the software. It's a GUI for OpenFOAM. Yes. Let me show you the resources. Yeah, Prabhu sir, you want to add something?
Yeah, and Venturial is a GUI for OpenFOAM. It's currently still under development. So, but I believe there were some workshops we've done, but at a limited scale, just to get some basic feedback.
Yes.
Yes, sir. In its current stage, we are, at least in the new update, we are able to create a snappy hex mesh dict also. Previously, it was
Okay.
only for block mesh. So now it's snappy also.
That's good. Yeah. So maybe soon there will be a.
Yes, sir. Soon.
Let me share my screen and show you the OpenFOAM GUI that we have, the resources that we have. See, these are all the information on the OpenFOAM GUI part. We have some tutorials on Python. So Venturial was developed using Blender also. So we have all the tutorials here. Just after the workshop, or maybe tomorrow, or whenever you have time, just go through all these resources. FreeCAD also we have some resources. And if you're interested to contribute in the development of the GUI for OpenFOAM, you can write to us. Okay, with this, I think we can proceed to the last section of my presentation, which is the vote of thanks.